So we have like a fan on Twitter that follows us. I mean, our Twitter is like very
we have more than
meager right now.
We have more than one fan on Twitter, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know,
cool.
a few, not a ton. But this guy just hit me up with a question.
Nice.
And he was just asking me a few questions. Yeah, at Big Hallion. And I think he's like an Irish guy. I'm not sure, but like based on his profile, he's got like he's got like Hurley or one of those Gaelic sports teams on there.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy from Lost.
Yeah, I don't even know the name of the sport, man.
That's a reference from like 12 years ago.
But here, I'll give you the question.
Wait, hold on. Is his name Hal something else? Or?
I don't know. I don't know what Hallion is.
Okay.
It's at Big Hallion. Maybe and his name is the Hallion, and his avatar is 100% Hallion. So whatever Hallion is, he's really about it.
All right, cool.
So shout out to him.
All right, ask me the question then.
Yeah, so here was the question. See if you can get it, Bob. No cheating. Can you list the 8 countries in Europe beginning with letter S? And side note, a country for this question is a country that has a national football team.
Right.
And he means soccer, obviously. Or football. We mean football.
Well, okay. So that makes me think of Scotland, just as the first one.
Just because of the
Because
hands,
they do have a national football team, and I mean, they're part of the UK, but they are a country. So
yeah, this came up at your work, right? Your coworkers asked you if Scotland was a country, and you were like,
"Oh yeah, I think they did. They asked me about all the UK countries." All right, so here, let me try. Scotland's one, Espana's 2.
Oh yeah, I guess in English. Yeah.
Okay, Scotland, Spain, Slovakia, Slovenia, Sweden. Mm-hmm. 3 more. You're crazy, Hallion. Switzerland.
Yep. 2
more. It's not the 2 more. Serbia.
Yep.
Huh.
Last one.
Damn.
I can tell you all your previous answers are correct.
Yeah.
Since we know that those are countries in Europe, you could tell they're correct too. The one that you haven't gotten yet was also the last one that I got. I had to think about it for a while.
Huh. This is tough. Why can't I think of it?
Because you dumb.
Yeah, there aren't that many countries in Europe.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, anybody who's answered this question, I wonder if anybody has not listed Slovakia and Slovenia right after each other.
Right. Oh, is it, God, what is that place called? The tiny little spot in Italy. God, why can't I remember it? San Marino.
Yeah,
Pow.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it, Bob. Ding. Nice job.
All right, thanks
2
for the
for
question.
2. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's see
Just
remember?
rename all those countries.
So we did have an interesting question, kind of in the similar vein as that on our online trivia thing, which
what came up?
Well, I thought it was relatively easy. It kind of took me a second to think about it, but it was if you exclude Armenia from Europe, there's always a debate. What are the only 2 countries in Europe that start with the same letter?
And border each other.
Yeah. Sorry. So Hallion, throwing it back to you.
Yeah.
Can you answer this, sir?
And we'll
give you a second.
The answer next. Oh yeah, think about it.
No, you can just pause it and come back. But Naj, can you? Do you have any ideas?
No. I didn't really fully listen to your question.
You probably would get it if you thought about it long enough.
So
same letter starts with the same letter?
There's only 2 countries. If you don't count like Armenia and Azerbaijan in Europe, there's only 2 countries that border each other whose names start with the same letter in English.
By the way, explaining this question to Jane took forever because she kept like bringing up Armenia again and Azerbaijan. And she was like, what else does Azerbaijan border? I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with it.
It's Iran or Russia.
And so, I don't know. The question was actually worded pretty kind of confusingly, but Bob said it well.
Yeah, so there's only... So the one other thing I was thinking about was like, does
Balkans or something? Yeah.
Like the Slovenia borders Switzerland.
Or Serbia, but it doesn't, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think it borders Serbia, because Serbia's way further south, but they're both Yugoslavian countries, right?
Yeah. Does it border Switzerland? I don't think it does, no, because Italy blocks it.
And Austria.
Yeah, so we're helping you out.
I think about how horizontally spread out Austria is. But then when I thought of the answer, you want the answer?
Is it like Lithuania and what's the other one?
What? What other one?
Is there not another L right there?
There is. That's the answer.
That's
What's the other one?
What's the other?
the fucking L.
Well, now do you think so? Yes,
I don't know, I'm
it's
blanking.
close. Lots.
Oh, Latvia.
Latvia. Yeah, that was the answer. I thought that was a good question, but it seemed a little easy, but a lot of people didn't get it.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, you just have to go through all the countries. Well, I guess that's the hard part.
Well, see, for me, Europe's easier.
Is Learn League, are they all Americans?
No.
They're all over
Definitely
the
not.
world?
It's
Yeah, but it's
overwhelmingly
mostly
American and a little bit of like
UK.
British. Yeah.
Well, I played a guy
maybe
from India
Oh, yeah.
like a couple weeks ago.
But it's gonna be Anglo world,
Right,
you
yeah.
know.
Right. Questions are in English for sure. Did you have
Yeah, man. You know, this season has been really brutal for me, dude. I
you're
just
not
got
doing too
promoted
bad.
to C, and dude, no, even when I do well and I lose, it's just so demoralizing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like I've gotten 4 right and lost twice, which basically never
Yeah, there's
happens
6
in like
total
Rumble
questions.
D.
Yeah.
It's like if you get 4, you're probably gonna win.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's pretty crazy about this is a couple of the people that in this rundle, and I think you played one of them.
Yeah, that guy. No, that was the round I got 4, and then he got 5, and I was like, "Are you fucking
Sometimes
kidding me,
it's
dude?"
like, dude, how do you, how do you know this wide swath of question? But then it happens to me. I bet where I know.
Yeah,
like,
you
two
know
very
some random
specific
thing.
things,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna try not to get relegated this season. That's all I'm hoping for.
I'm not doing too bad. I've been up in the top.
Yeah.
But dude, again, like this last time, I answered 5 right, I think, maybe 4, and so did the other guy. I was like, God damn it, we're
Yeah.
tied. But this was cool. So, by the way, do you know who Vitruvius is?
No, I don't. That's the name sounded familiar, but I didn't even.
So I heard about him in just the context of like this guy's an ancient Roman architect, but I would never remember it if not for Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. That's who it's named after.
Oh, that dude with the legs and arms and stuff.
Yes.
Like most dudes. You know which guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, the famous picture. This will go up on the YouTube
Wait,
feed.
is that
by the way.
supposed to be Vitruvius?
Yeah, or not actually Vitruvius. I think the idea was like the what do you call that? Ratios and all that.
Oh,
And he,
like between the arms and legs and stuff.
He
like
named it after Vitruvius because Vitruvius
was an architect that was
knew
knew about ratios.
I don't know. I don't think it was supposed to be him, the person, but just like a Vitruvian man, like
Yeah.
perfectly, I don't know, ratioed. What do you call that?
I think that's the word you would use.
Cool. So yeah, that's Vitruvius. It's a nice little
Yeah.
trivia thing to remember.
I had no idea on that one.
I think proportional is the word.
Yes.
Oh, proportional.
Yes.
That's a much
You have my
better
hair.
word than ratioed.
Proportion. It's also Latin.
Yeah,
And so is
and
ratio.
what Bob mentioned really quick is we're probably going to start publishing on YouTube as well. So
Yeah,
if you wanna check
announcement
out there,
time.
yeah.
Announcement. So yeah, we've been working on that, guys, and we have some really fun visuals and a way to keep track of the scores. So
It'll
guys
be
aren't
maybe a
always-
little bit easier to listen to if that's your medium of preference.
But I love the visuals, the maps and stuff like that. I think would be really cool.
Yeah,
in
for
general,
something
'cause-
like geography stuff, it's actually really helpful.
Yeah, and I think we talk about geography an extra lot. So,
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think another correction I have to say from my correction last week. I think I said Birmingham was near Liverpool. I meant Manchester.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh.
up the Mersey River. Birmingham is way more Midlands, I think they call it.
Yeah, it's farther south.
and it's the second biggest.
Which is a super surprising thing, right? Like, you don't really hear about Birmingham in general.
yeah, not really, not here especially.
I guess for me, like I've said, like my English geography is like 90% informed by, the Premier League
Soccer.
So that's like how I know cities exist
So I did
and where they
a
are.
couple of those, yeah. I saw because I was specifically looking up after the episode Liverpool and its relation to Manchester.
They're pretty close, yeah.
They're pretty close, and then there's a couple of other teams, places I've never heard of except through the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think like Watford's like right around there. It's like a suburb or something.
yeah.
Anyway.
And the other 10% is the history of English podcast.
Oh yeah, that helps.
But that's more farther south
I'm
usually.
sure that you have
Other sources,
Yeah.
like, like history class or whatever.
School.
Maybe looking at a map.
Looking at
I
maps.
just sometimes just open up a map and look at stuff.
By the way, I was just saying, like, for me, Europe's geography, it's so much easier just because it's easier also when you have, there's so few countries, but they're geographically, like, it's kind of easier to remember than, like, Africa.
Yeah, maybe.
Africa's so huge. And it's not just like one peninsula, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think
on
the
the
real
other hand,
reason,
too-
though, Bob, is like you just learn about these places in history and on the news. You just read about them, and
Oh,
so you
for sure. I don't
passively
think
just
that's
like learn it. You
The
know,
real reason, but I was
I
going to
mean,
say,
it's
like,
a large part of it.
I know Asia very well, too. It's huge, but there's way less countries.
Yeah, the countries are just bigger.
like,
so
the
there's not as
countries in
many
the
of them.
middle, like, kind of just, I don't know, like,
blend together, except for the stands.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple, the countries in the middle tend to be way bigger, so it's like, kind of get pushed on the seaboard. I don't know. I visually remember geography and that I have to see the map in my mind because I love staring at maps, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I have an easier time with Europe because it's just kind of going back to the paradox games where they have maps that are like very heavily exaggerated elevation-wise and all that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of get like the sense of Europe. It's kind of like a cone in the middle with the Alps and all that, and it just goes further down. So
To
there's the
the edge of the
highlands
seas.
of like Germany, for example. Yeah, and or even France. It just kind of seems to nice and easy go down like that.
Yeah, you know, I always thought it was kind of weird whenever you hear of like High German versus Low German.
Which High
And
German's
it's
in
like,
the south.
Yeah, it's like you got to flip it in your head because High German
Exactly.
is the south, and
But it really helped.
Low,
Like,
I mean, but it's actually topology that it's talking
Right.
about, not direction.
that's why looking at the map, like Crusader Kings, let's say, you kind of get a really nice visualization of that. Or like on the other hand, like seeing like the Armenian highlands or like the Iranian plateau or whatever.
Yeah. It really sticks out actually. If you
Yeah,
look at
it really
Iran, it's
does.
like literally a plateau.
And like in that way too, it kind of separates the geography for me. Like, you get what I mean? There's the lowlands further south, which like I don't know, like Iraq and stuff like that. It's more desert, it's flatter and all that. Anyway, it's easier to see like in my mind visually, I guess.
I have another correction actually of something from last episode while I was editing.
Yeah.
Which we brought up Hindu Kush or Kushan Empire.
Yeah.
And I offhand said, wasn't there another Kush, maybe in Africa or something? And there was.
There was, right?
Yeah, it was like in Nubia. It was like the Kush Empire.
Yeah.
I don't know
right,
at what
dude.
point in history. It's probably pretty far back. But
Kushite, like with the Egyptians and stuff, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know when it existed, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty far back.
Interesting. Well,
So maybe that's why they call it Hindu Kush.
I hope you're happy, Helion. You got a lot of geography.
Yeah. Yeah, what else have you guys been up to? Naj? Naj was balling up today. He's all in his workout gear.
Yeah, you really noticed that immediately. Just the beginning of the school year, getting back into the groove of that grind of seeing all the kids. Yeah.
Did you tell the listeners that you went to that championship thing?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was in the
Big
last
Three? You
episode.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned it to my cousins last week or this weekend, and they all immediately knew what it was. I was like, what the hell? It's like,
I heard of
Ice
it
Cubes.
vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up on my YouTube feed at one point, so I had seen like highlights of random games. So I knew.
Is
kinda
it like
who
the
was
And
in-
One tournament or whatever, where they're just all doing like dope ass moves and dunks and shit?
No,
Or
they're
is it
like
more
trying.
like
they're
actual-
like trying.
Dude, it seems
yeah.
it seems a little more like
They're-
it's just like 3-on-3 teams,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's actually more team stuff than
Like people are actually setting screens and like boxing out and shit.
Yeah. People are playing defense. There's coaches.
Okay.
Yeah.
and there's like an actual team like that plays together and tries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There's
it's
a
not just
roster,
like individuals messing around like a pickup game or
No,
something.
no. Yeah, they know each other and
Mhm.
each other's skills. I mean, but it is more casual than the NBA, obviously, right?
Well, yeah, you would think so.
It's not like they have like a full playbook where they're constantly running sets or something. They're just kind of winging it, letting like the best player kind of take isolation shots. And stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, like I'm sure, like at that level, especially if you're like a retired, like long time like NBA level basketball player, you can probably improvise pretty well with a couple of other dudes. That
Yeah,
were
yeah,
also,
at that level,
you can
yeah.
like
yeah,
you're not gonna just be dicking around. You can actually play legitimate like plays without having to necessarily,
Yeah.
plan it all excruciatingly, right?
Yeah. Like I know a decent amount about basics, and like if I play out in a pickup game, you can kind of tell how the game's going to go based on like how well people know how to play basketball, right?
Yeah.
So like, if there are people that you can tell they've played organized ball because like they're just like in the right positions and like not crowding you or like, just like the formation of the court.
Yeah.
As opposed to people that have never played organized ball, they're just like in a random place, like they don't know like where to be on the court and stuff. It's
kind of like when you see kids playing soccer.
Dude, I was just about to say that.
Kids playing anything.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Dude, I take Julian to this park.
It's like a magnet, right? They're like all around the ball.
I take Julian to this park sometimes on Saturdays, and there's like some soccer team for little kids. There's like Little League. There's like a basketball thing, and I don't know, on any given day I might see a different set of kids of different ages. And yeah, they suck so bad, dude. They just don't know what they're doing at all.
But then sometimes you'll have like one or two that like really knows, and you're like, oh, wow, that kid like,
could be good.
Yeah, he's like developed in this way way faster than everyone else, but like everyone else is just
Can I just sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys want to finish that?
No, go ahead.
No, that was all I had to say.
Sorry,
kids.
He wants more geography.
I sucked as a kid too, so I'm not hating on anybody.
All right, this guy was like way better of an athlete than I ever was as a kid.
Yeah, but you were reading grade levels ahead.
I was, but I'm sure my hair was doing fine in English too. Just the last game I had with this guy, we both got 5 out of 6 questions, and we gave each other the same. We thought we would miss the same question, which was I think a hard one. But dude, even that one I think I've heard of.
Did you get you got different questions wrong?
No, we got the same one, and we both put 3 on it, like the most amount you can bet on it.
Which one was it?
The music one. So the question was,
what? I wonder if Danny got that one.
You can check.
Let's see if Naji gets it.
Well, I already asked him actually. What well-known method for teaching violin to young children is named after its founder, who wowed Japanese audiences in the mid-20th century with his extremely young but proficient string orchestras?
Dude, this is so many Naja worlds colliding. It's like music,
and Japan.
Teaching children, and Japan.
And wowing people.
Oh, yeah, and that too. So it's like, you got to get this one, Naj.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Did you know it?
Yeah, I did know it. I was messing with you with all those.
Oh, were you?
Because those are all other car companies.
I know, dude. That's
Suzuki
why I was like,
a car company. It was the one car company.
Is it Subaru?
And then I didn't list.
Dude, that's why
Japanese.
you listed all those things, and I was like, dude, you're so fucking close.
Is it Daihatsu?
Well, the first thing I said, like, is as a music educator, you're kind of like, it's just something you know and learn about.
And I've heard of it too.
Is it a good method?
It's not a bad method.
Did you say what it was, by the way, so people can know?
No, Suzuki.
Suzuki.
The Suzuki method. Yeah, it's definitely really good methodology for really young children. So just like getting them kind of in the mindset of like just playing an instrument. Like it's like very basic.
I see.
But with most music methodologies, there's kind of like you got to see how the student responds to know if you're optimizing right. Because maybe it works well for a lot of certain types of people, but then like other kids are not going to respond well to it.
That's probably true of all subjects, maybe, to some extent,
for sure.
Teaching somebody anything, especially a kid.
But it is like, it's like this Japanese dude specifically to get like Japanese kids to play specifically the violin. So it's like, it's pretty kind of
specialized.
But then also it worked so well that it became like a very well-known thing, right?
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, and just another thing, like it just kind of, like I said, it happens. Like I kind of knew these things, and when you have all day to think about it, which is the fun of this, I think.
Wait, which one did you get that I missed then? You got Vitruvius, which I didn't know, and then you got another one that I didn't know.
I don't know which one did you not get, but there was one about the Louisiana Purchase Exposition in 1904. I just gave a
good guess, yeah.
Well, dude, I knew that because I'm pretty sure that's when they built and opened up the Gateway Arch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I just thought, what's the biggest city in the Louisiana Purchase? And I was like, it's probably St. Louis.
Oh, did you get that then?
Yeah, I got that one.
Well, I'm pretty sure Chicago.
Was that in the Louisiana Purchase?
Illinois, yeah, I think so.
I thought it was everything west of the Mississippi, but maybe I'm wrong. It was west of the Mississippi River, I think. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Chicago's kind of...
almost there.
west, I mean, the Mississippi kind of goes in a straight line, like, just to the east of Chicago, maybe.
Yeah.
But then, it veers off. But, yeah, there was that. And then I know I've heard and talked to, like, my old friend John, who's a geologist now, about, like, the most common type of rock, or igneous rock.
That's one of the questions where you see the answer and you're like, I really should have thought about it more. Yeah, it seems so obvious. But when I read the question, I was like, I literally know nothing about rocks. I was just going to put rock.
I didn't really know either. And like it started talking about quartz and all of that. And I didn't even think that, I don't know, those things are like, it could be in granite rock. Quartz.
Yeah,
but quartz was those nice fancy.
I was like,
crystals.
fuck it. They said quartz. That was probably one of my top guesses. No, I don't even have that.
But anyway, we drove around like the hills one time behind Glendale because he's not from here, but he's lived in LA and he's a geologist. John, and he was like so in love with all the like exposed granite and all that. And I was like, right, isn't it great?
He's like, yeah, it's 40% quartz. And Bob always remembered.
No, I don't remember that.
Is he back in the States now?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think last I knew he wasn't, but I haven't talked to him in a while.
He should listen to the podcast. He should. Shout him out. I mean, if he's allowed to in the country where he lives.
I'm sure he'll be fine. But yeah, the main thing I
mean, the last I knew, just for the audience, he was living in Saudi Arabia. Right. That's why I say that.
Another monarchy. Boo.
Well,
But the one thing I just remember, because I was like, yeah, because I don't know what the composition of our hills are, and I was like, cool, that's a cool thing to know. It's like granite, that must be something like interesting or different or whatever. He's like, oh, most of the rocks you're gonna see are granite, like in mountains and stuff.
God damn
that
it.
kind of stuck with me.
If I had more geologist friends, I would have gotten that question right too.
All right, you guys want to play some ball?
Yeah, let's ball up.
Welcome back to Quiz Quarters. Or you've been here for like 22 minutes so far.
They don't know. Yeah, for them it was like a second, maybe not even that. Smooth transitions, guys.
The trio is back. Babar, say hello.
Hello.
Maher, say hi.
Hi.
And I am Naju, your host. We are going with movie. We're trying to keep strong with the categories this season. Movie trivia, hopefully a little bit easier than the last two.
Bob's got the advantage, though.
Maher wants to make it very
Sorry,
clear.
I know more stuff. Just kidding. Well, we had a crazy couple games, right? We both only got one answer right.
Last two were brutal.
So how are we doing? Rock, paper, scissors again?
No, well, I won the last one.
Just Bob can start
you won. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot it was
The thing is, we were using this book, which the category questions are extremely difficult. So now we're trying like an online source for the questions. So
yeah,
we'll see
and again,
this
the book it seems like UK centric, so maybe it didn't seem as frustratingly difficult to the UK listeners.
As Bob has said, there's multiple Union Jacks on this book.
Yeah, so. And it's the national quiz team, so it's got to be referring to a nation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe it was really frustrating for UK listeners to be like, you guys are idiots. Why don't you know this?
You don't know Harold Wilson?
Suzuki. God damn it, no.
Sato.
Fuck. Close, man. I looked that up again this week, like, trying to remember.
Yeah.
Like, just remember the...
I told Japanese you guys, right? I was reading an article, and he came up, like, multiple times, and I was like, fuck, bad timing on the article. Although... I probably wouldn't remember the guy's name.
Yeah. And I'm sure the article's been published for a while, and you just got there late. Sorry. It's not the article's fault, dude.
No, man. All right, Notch, take it away.
All right, here we go. Bobber gets the first question for winning 1-0 last time.
Yeah.
A win's a win.
Win's a win.
Question number 1. Movies. There's no subcategory this time. We're just going to go general movies. What was Walt Disney's original name for Mickey Mouse before his wife convinced him to change it?
Oh, man, I've totally heard this. And if I had a whole day to think about it, it'd be great. I think it was like Ratty Ronald or something.
Jeez.
Ratty Ralph. Maybe a mouse might be cuter. Oh God, I feel like I've heard this before. Something like Ronald
McDonald.
Steamboat Willie.
Ronald Duck.
Well, there's Steamboat Willie, who was Mickey Mouse, so it might be that. But I feel like it was something more like Roddy
Piper.
Yeah, Rowdy
Piper. Walt Disney was like, just trust me. So I'll just say Willie, even though I think that's just the name of the first cartoon that came out, not necessarily what he wanted to name. Dude, sorry, but before I give my final answer, I do remember there being some concept art of like the mouse's ears were like different, and it was called like something Roger. But that might be Roger Rabbit.
You're trying to feed me the wrong answer.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to give the listeners my thought process. So I'll just say Willie.
Willie is incorrect.
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe I was thinking like, what is Mickey short for? Is it short for Michael? Maybe shortening the name made it cuter. I don't know.
It's like Mickathan.
Or maybe it was his last name, you know? Maybe it was like Mouse McDonald, and they decided to go with Mickey Mouse instead.
I doubt
Mouse
Walt
would be the
Disney's
first
gonna put an Irish name on.
name.
What is Disney? I think I've read it's like French or something, German.
Could be maybe Disney. Yeah,
I forget.
I think he's German.
like Dufresne has that SN.
Dufresne.
Maybe it was.
I mean, like he's
Danny.
definitely American, but his family, right?
Yeah. I think he was German.
Well, he definitely had an affinity for
German things.
certain German political thoughts. But I'll say Michael Mouse.
Michael Mouse is incorrect.
Damn it.
It was Ratty McNutt. Ratty McSnitch Red. Mortimer Mouse.
Mortimer Mouse. Yeah, I feel like I've heard that
Jeez.
somewhere in the depths of today. I learned.
Okay.
Hey, this is also a great way to add new entries to today. I learned on Reddit.
Yeah. Just going down the list.
Okay. 0-0. Question 2 going to Maher. Rutger Hauer played Roy Batty in what 1982 neo-noir science fiction film?
Oh, jeez.
Rutger, say his name?
Rutger Hauer.
Oh, okay.
Rutger Hauer played some guy named what?
Roy Batty.
In a noir science fiction movie in 82. Oh man, I don't know. I'm just gonna think of like a noir science fiction film from the 80s, and there's one I can remember, which is Blade Runner. Maybe I don't know if the timing is right, but I'll just say Blade Runner.
That's the answer, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that not
That
how you
seems-
say his name?
I guess maybe I never read it. How's it spelled?
Hauer.
Hauer.
Is that the guy that died recently?
Possibly.
There was the bad guy in the movie.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's that dude.
Tears in Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died like a week or two ago.
That recently?
Yeah, maybe like a month.
R.I.P. Man. Oh, so that was kind of cool. Yeah,
Dude,
no.
yeah, I don't think
I
there's...
was like, well, that's the only movie I can think of that kind of fits the description. Although I thought 82 was too early, but I guess Blade Runner came out that early? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know other science fiction noir movies, really. Yeah. Cool.
Alphaville.
Oh, shit, dude. That totally is a science fiction noir movie.
Yeah, that's the only other one I could think of. Maybe there's some others if we put our heads to
Yeah,
it.
I was contemplating not keeping out the noir part when I read it.
No, that's fine, dude. It's good.
That was a good question.
Okay. Maher has 1 point. Barbara has 0. It is question 3.
Rutger Howard. I thought it was Howard.
Maybe they spelled it wrong on this website.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Like I said, I never actually read it, and I'm pretty sure he's foreign. To us. He's not from America originally. Yeah. Oh, Howard. I guess he's Dutch. Yeah, you've seen this guy, Maher. I mean, in movies like Blade Runner.
I don't know. Maybe I probably have.
What 1968? Oh, Bobber.
Yeah.
What 1968 American action thriller film starring Steve McQueen featured a car chase scene through the streets of San Francisco?
Bullet.
Yeah, I thought you would know that.
That's a Bob question.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that. I was.
You know the famous the chase scene through San Francisco. It's from that movie.
I thought it was gonna say Paris, and I was like, "Oh, French Connection, right? That's known for." But I don't think Steve McQueen's in that.
No, and
then I was gonna say maybe Papillon because that's probably the only movie.
But there's definitely no
no cars
chase. Yeah.
Or what's the other one I know with him in it? Great Escape. I don't think they're in San Francisco in that either.
That one, Cool Hand Luke. People love that.
I've never seen. I think I've seen Papillon. That's the only movie out of all the ones you mentioned that I've seen.
So, by the way, like there was on TV. I think it might have been that CNN movies thing, or my parents were just watching another movies thing, like 60s movies, and man, that guy was like super cool. Steve McQueen.
Yeah, he does.
And like apparently
cool.
the whole movie, like he was just really into cars, and he's driving like that entire time.
Movie Bullet.
Yeah.
What's the movie that you're named after, Bob?
Oh, The Chase.
The Chase. Wasn't that was Steve McQueen in that one?
No, that was Robert Redford.
Was that one of those situations where they made two movies that were like super similar, like right after each other? And
no, they're not even similar.
All I know about The Chase is that there's a car chase.
No, there isn't.
There isn't? Oh, I don't even know that.
No, it's about Robert Redford. I don't mean maybe there's like a short car chase, but not really. Robert Redford takes place in the in a Texas town in the 60s. Marlon Brando plays the sheriff. Robert Redford, Jane Fonda's like his wife or something. Anyway, he escapes from prison, and you barely even see him the entire movie. But they're chasing him, and then I don't know, they come into town.
Okay, well, don't give it away. All right.
But it's a good movie. But no, there's no real car chase in that.
Okay.
But I was just gonna say, that movie has awesome car chases. Bullet. French Connection does too, but that's in Chicago, I think, right? That's what I remember from it.
Yeah, I think they're like riding under the L train or whatever.
Exactly.
That's like the
that's
one
what
big
I remember.
scene or whatever. Oh, but what did I say? Paris? I just assumed it was in France.
And no.
I guess it's in Chicago. That makes sense. Yeah, because the scenes with them like going under the train or whatever.
It's all like 70s cars. They're all gigantic boats of cars. But yeah, in Bullet, if you remember too, San Francisco, it's all hilly, right? The cars are just jumping over and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yep.
All right, cool. Good question.
1-1. Question number 4 to Maher. American film director and actor Shelton Jackson Lee is better known by what name?
American. Oh, I got a good guess. American director Shelton Jackson Lee is better known by what? Probably Spike Lee.
Yeah.
So I'll say Spike Lee. I'm guessing Spike is not his real name.
Well, no, his name as a kid was Spiky Sheltons because there were so many Sheltons. Sorry, that's
the lamest inside joke.
Literally, a bit of an inside joke.
Nobody on earth except for like 3 of us and maybe 2 other people will get that joke.
All right, nice. Shelton.
2 Maher, 1 Bobber.
All right.
Bobber, question 5. What is the name of the stock sound effect of a man screaming used in hundreds of films and television shows?
We had this before.
Not this. Oh, maybe.
Something similar. I still don't know the answer.
It's thing. I do know the answer, but it's gonna take me a second to remember it. Oh my god!
I recently heard this question. I don't know where, but I recently heard this, and I feel like we were together.
Fill this. It's gonna take me a second.
Yeah. So back when we used to play The Sims, Mortimer was actually the character of one of the Sims that I had, and I think that's the only time I remember anybody having that name. So that's my Mortimer story.
Mortimer. I feel like I've heard that name in some context, but I can't recall.
I guess it's what Mort is short for. You hear Mort more frequently.
Rick and Morty.
Morty, yeah.
Morty.
So I guess that's. But you never hear anybody going with the full Mortimer.
Sounds evil.
Yeah. What's the bad guy in Sherlock Holmes?
Moriarty. This isn't helping. God damn it! Why can't I remember that, dude? Like I know this. I 100% know this.
I thought that this would be your process. You knew it, but you wouldn't be able to recall it.
But like I've thought about it. Like,
can you reproduce the sound?
Like I listen to
maybe we'll splice it into that.
I listened to a documentary, but like I've brought it up in conversation before, or like when I've heard it in a movie, I've been like, "Oh, it's the dun scream." Dun.
Yeah.
How
do you spell that? So we're having some Fat Tire, and I gotta say it's pretty solid beer.
All right, man. I guess I won't delay this more. I know the answer, but it's not coming to me.
And my hair doesn't know the answer.
It's the Shelton.
I was gonna say, you guys know that Fat Tire, the New Belgian brewery, is employee owned and independent.
Oh, very nice. Thanks for supporting the nudge.
Yeah, good work.
It's a Wilhelm scream. Pow! Wilhelm.
Ah, damn it! I should have told Bob to hurry up.
That is correct.
Damn, my hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You knew it. You did know it.
Started talking. Thank you, man.
That was the one time that Bob's done that, and he's actually been... No, he's actually done that a lot.
Sorry, man.
He'll be like on the verge of giving up, and then he'll suddenly know it.
Well, that's why I like Learned League, because we have 24 hours to think about it.
Yeah,
and I literally like sit there and think about it. So, all right.
Yeah, next question. What is it? 3-2, Bob? No, 2-2.
2-2.
Okay, I'm still in it.
2-2. Maher's
Bob
question.
might be running away with it. I think I've gotten a little bit lucky.
Question 6, Maher.
Okay.
Quote, "It's an ugly planet, a bug planet," is a line from what 1997 film?
1997, so we were like in 7th grade.
God, I feel like there could be a few possibilities.
Oh, man. It's not Bug's Life. Maybe it is. But I feel like that would be giving it away. No, that came out later.
That kind of gets crazy. Like, what part of Bug's Life is somebody like that's a filthy planet?
It's an ugly planet.
It's a bug planet.
I don't know if they're talking about Earth or if it's like some sci-fi thing.
What?
Loser.
What?
Why is
You
it
know
fun?
you're thinking about I Am a Sci-Fi Man.
No, I wasn't, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
That was my number one hit in Naji's room.
So some extraterrestrial or intraterrestrial reference in a movie.
There's only those two possibilities, by the way.
1997. What was that when we were in 7th grade? See, like I feel like Toy Story came out
It sure did.
in like when we were like in maybe 9th or 10th grade, and all the animated shit is gonna be after that.
I don't know, but at that age, it's like I'm not watching things made for kids, children. I'm an adult.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Serious.
1997.
So, dude, there are a few things that came out.
They made like I think they started making the Star Wars comeback movies around that time, didn't they?
Yeah.
So it could be like.
That's what I mean. There's
episode
like
1 or
several
whatever.
movies at that time that could easily be that has to do with aliens and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe it is episode 1, whatever it was called. Can I just say Star Wars episode 1?
Oh, can you repeat the question?
Quote, "It's an ugly planet, a bug planet," end quote, is a line from what 1997 film?
So, okay, go ahead.
Wait, so was that right? That's my guess. I don't know.
Incorrect.
I don't think they're gonna say that in Star Wars either, but
I
maybe.
don't know. I don't even know what Star Wars is like.
So there's a few things I'm thinking of that came out around that time, but like, didn't Independence Day come out around that time? Men in Black.
Oh shit, you got better. They're talking about Earth. The aliens are talking about Earth, maybe.
Maybe, or other way around. Men in Black. There's like a whole thing about cockroaches. That came out around that time.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Also, Mars Attacks. You guys remember Mars Attacks?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe was that around that time? Yeah, approximately.
Something like that.
But it was spoofing off Independence Day, I think, wasn't it? So it was probably after it.
Oh, yeah, it was. Damn, you're right. They largely seem to make fun of Independence Day. But I was also thinking of, so two of my main ones would be like Men in Black. And the other one I'm thinking of was Starship Troopers. Because they're all bugs. That came out around that time.
That one.
I'm just going to say that one. Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers is correct.
What?
What?
Oh, nice. Bob.
Pulled it out of nowhere.
The full question is written from what 1997 American satirical military science fiction film?
I think I would have
Do
said.
you think-
I would have said that because that's the only thing I know about Starship Troopers. That it's like kind of satire. Like the original book was like super like kind of fascisty or whatever, and the book,
Well, dude,
the movie
that's
like made fun of it or
so,
something.
I can't remember.
That's the only thing I know about it. Otherwise, they're like in space and stuff.
Dude, I heard, and again, we're just talking about things we don't know, I guess. I heard it was the other way around. Like the original books and stuff were supposed to be way more like a satire, but then like the
The movie
movies
took it seriously.
kind of,
Oh shit! I don't even
at
know.
a certain point, like they made a bunch of sequels, and those seemed like they took themselves seriously.
Oh,
you
maybe,
know?
yeah.
That seemed fascisty.
I never saw any of them, so I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I could be wrong too. Yeah, I haven't seen either.
That was a good pull, though, Bob. I was impressed.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but you didn't even bring it up until the very
Yeah.
end.
Well,
And you're like, oh, that one.
It should have been Bug's Life, though.
All right, question 7. I got to do this one. According to the Star Trek science fiction franchise, Earth is what class of planet, Bobber?
me?
Yes.
M class. Sorry,
This
man.
is not a fair game.
I just had to make
I'm in the
sure.
hole.
I just had to make sure that he knew.
Star
that.
Trek isn't even a movie. Why is it in the movie category?
Yeah, it is a movie.
I'm sorry, man. Are you sure that was my?
That was yours, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I had said Bug's Life or whatever
Oh
I
wow.
said.
Okay.
Episode 1.
You said the pull ahead.
All right, question
So
8.
it's 4-2.
4-2. Yes.
It's a lot. 4-2.
Can you get the next 2 questions?
Probably not. Let's do it.
Here we go. My hair. Lindsay Lohan made her first film debut in what 1998 Disney movie remake?
It was the one where she was a twin with herself. Fuck.
With herself.
Oh God.
It's
Now I
okay.
gotta
Think about
remember
it,
this
man.
fucking movie.
I know the answer. So think about it.
You guys speak amongst yourselves.
Should we fill? You guys remember Lindsay Lohan?
I remember. I even remember the movie. She like one of her sisters. One of them was British.
Yeah.
And then the other one was American, and they went to like camp and they met each other. And Dennis Quaid was the dad.
Was he?
I
That's
think so.
dreamy.
Can I just describe the movie and get credit for it that way?
I
I'm
mean,
guessing it's
that's
not.
what the
you
title
can get
was.
credit for describing the movie.
That whole thing was the title. It's like
You
we
know.
have to get Dennis Quaid. Nobody else can be in this role. It's named after him.
Can we just change the title, sir?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The swap sisters.
The Swap Sisters.
Some
So
twin,
there have been a
Freaky,
few.
Freaky Friday.
There have
That
been
was
a
a
few
different
movies
movie,
like
I think,
that,
right?
that was a different movie.
Sorry,
Sorry, man.
The
I
switcheroo,
shouldn't
the
give you that
switch,
answer.
the
But it was a remake. I don't remember the original.
the swap, the switch. I don't know. Bob's gonna win. So I'll just say
You don't have to do that. You gave me plenty of time. I'll talk about other
breweries.
what do you call it? Worker-owned things
Yeah, go
in the
ahead.
past. So there was this revolution in Russia in 1970. Just kidding. I won't go into
The sister swap, the twin twist.
the Twin Twist.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
that's a fun movie.
They should hire me at movie studios to come up with names
just
for
the
movies.
names. Twister. Here's a trivia thing I've heard about Twister. It was protested when it first came out in like the 60s or whatever.
Twister.
Yeah, the game. You guys remember the game? Put your right hand here and your left foot there. Yeah. People criticized it, calling it sex in a box. They thought it would be like way too.
People would touch each other and stuff.
I guess so. Also, damn, it's a crazy freaking board game.
Freaky Friday?
Yeah.
No, that's so freaky. That's the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, I think.
And who else is in it?
Lindsay Lohan, right? But that's not it. She was older in that one. Oh shit,
she's in that too.
Yeah,
she's older. No, when she was a kid, the Swappy movie, I never saw it. I saw parts of it.
Swappy Sisters. Twinsy, twisty.
Twin twist. That's definitely not the answer. Yeah, it's just not gonna come to me, man.
Lindsay Luke.
I'll say the Switch. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I give up. The Switch.
Incorrect.
Man, you should have kept going down the line of
Twin twist.
Dennis Quaid, because a big part of it was not just them being twins, that they were really trying to trap their parents.
The Parent Trap.
The Parent Trap.
I feel like they should have gone more with like the twisty, swappy kind
of. We know what you thought, man.
Yeah.
So, Parent Trap?
That sounds familiar. Parent Trap, yeah.
I thought maybe you'd be able to get that. But
you were almost there, man. You're over.
I mean, like, this is stuff that's in my brain from like many years ago. It's already like starting to be overwritten by other things.
Yeah, I know. It's life.
Do you just want more questions about Sato?
I'm not gonna get any of them. But
I learned one thing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do the last question for sportsmanship.
There's two more.
There's two more.
Oh, two more. Okay.
But it's 5-2.
All right.
Released in 1984, starring Patrick Swayze, what was the first movie to receive a PG-13 rating? Bubber.
We've had this. We've had this question. Other places.
It's the one that's not Kevin Bacon.
Dude, because we talked about how we thought it might be
Kevin Bacon.
No, Red Dawn. Do you remember we talked about this?
Did we?
I'm pretty sure.
I remember that coming up in a different context. Yeah, I guess I forgot the whole.
What was the year?
84.
That was a good year. Good vintage.
They wrote a book about it.
Yeah, they did.
See, I remember that like we were thinking it might be Red Dawn because there's like a bunch of young people in it and stuff like that. But then we figured it was something else. And I was thinking like The Outsiders. I can't remember if Patrick Swayze's in that. But I think that was earlier. And I feel like it was that dancing movie. I can't remember what it's called. There was a movie called Dirty Dancing. There was a movie called Flashdance. I don't know what the difference between any of those are.
That's why I said not the Kevin Bacon one, because I think one of them's a Kevin Bacon one and the other one's a Patrick Swayze one. I think. All of that might be wrong, though. I've never seen any of these.
Don't Put Baby in a Corner? I think that's the one.
I don't know what that is. That's a line?
I'm going to say Dirty Dancing. I don't know if that's right or not, but Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing is incorrect.
Oh, it was incorrect? That's what I was going to say. I think that is the Patrick Swayze one. This was 82.
84.
84, man, sorry. The best of years.
So, yeah, all right. I can't believe I mixed that up. Mike's definitely going to pick that up, Bob. Yeah, so I was thinking that, but then, Bob, you said something else that sounds kind of good, which is Outsiders, which I'm pretty sure Patrick Swayze was in. Why would they highlight him? Because there were so many actors in that, though.
It's true. But trivia question.
First PG-13, meaning that, you know, it was new for how low the rating was, or how high
it was a new rating. Like they wanted something in between PG and R.
I mean, in Outsiders, they like stab somebody with like a glass bottle, right? That's pretty rated R.
I guess, man. I feel like there's way worse things in kids' movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also stabbing isn't. It's more of the sex that they freak out about.
Yeah, I don't think there was any sex in the book. I never saw the movie. I only read the book in like 7th grade.
I just thought that came out earlier.
I mean, like, no, those guys, like
they were really young.
Ralph Macchio and Rob
I thought it came out
Lowe
yeah. They were all pretty big in like the 80s, but they seem like super young in that. So don't let me dissuade you.
Yeah, I know, but Patrick Swayze was like the older brother, I think. So I'll go with that. I'll say Outsiders.
Correct answer is Red Dawn.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was it really? Oh fuck!
I don't know, man.
That was like a really long psychological game by Bob to get me to miss that.
I distinctly remember it not being Red Dawn though.
Maybe the question you had heard before was Red Dawn was the first movie with the PG-13. What was the second?
Okay, fine.
It was Flashdance. I don't even know anything about that movie. I didn't know Patrick Swayze was in it.
Dude, I thought the first PG-13 movie was something like Indiana Jones. Like, God, I'm totally misremembering this, I guess.
Yeah. You guys notice how there's not a lot of rated G movies anymore? What happened to rated G?
Because you don't watch them like babies watch them. So. Guidance.
Peppa Pig the movie, rated G.
I don't know, actually. I think mostly because of that whole thing, like, even kids' movies, they try to have a little more entertainment for parents.
Yeah.
Watchable, at least.
I don't know. We'll have to look up what Bug's Life was.
No, we don't have to.
All right. Last
cue.
Every upvote I get, I'm going to write out the entire script of Bug's Life. Was that not a meme on Reddit for a while?
There was something related to Bug's Life.
Or
somebody was going to like...
It was B-movie.
That was a script of B-movie. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I mixed those things.
You know, Anna worked on that movie.
On B-movie?
Yeah, back in the day. And she, like, said Seinfeld was an asshole.
Oh, really?
Seems like it. I could tell you that. I don't know him.
Does he? I don't know anything about him.
Okay. Last one, Bobber. It is 5-2.
My question.
Maher. It is 5-2. Bobber's lead.
Let me see if I can narrow it down for the record books.
What musician played Cinna in the Hunger Games film series?
I don't know. I saw one of them.
I know.
I think I saw the first one. It's a musician, though.
If I didn't say musician, would you have known who it was?
No, but that makes me know that it's not, Elizabeth Banks or Woody Harrelson, which were the two kind of weird characters I remember. I don't know. Maybe a musician that also acts would be like LL Cool J. Common.
Yeah, dude. LL Cool J was in thing. Wasn't he in like
the Big Three championship game last Saturday?
So was Ice Cube, also a musician that acts a lot.
No, wasn't he in like Anaconda or something? Like one was terrible. Cube. Okay, something worse than Anaconda.
A lot of rappers. Is there any non-rappers that act? Jennifer Lopez, I guess.
There are lots of non-rappers that act.
Well, I mean, like non-rapping musicians that are known for acting. I don't know, man. Janet Jackson was in a movie once. It's
Russell
not her.
Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yeah.
Fucking, what's his name? Bruno.
No, I don't know who that is.
Bruno. You guys don't know Bruce Willis?
No, was that his...
He has a couple of albums. Eddie Murphy.
Name?
Eddie Murphy, we just heard.
Or another one I fucking already forgot. Jeremy Renner's trying to be like a musician now or something. You guys seen those commercials?
Trying. No, are you serious?
Yeah, like he's like at a concert and it's very confusing. Like, why is Jeremy? It's like, I don't know. It's like some random thing like Chevy, and then Jeremy Renner's like giving a concert. They say like, "Oh, this is Jeremy Renner's song." It's very weird. Crazy, I might have like misunderstood the whole idea of the commercial. I don't know.
Because in the TV show House, which I'm watching currently,
yeah,
just as a spanning out over like a year or so, I've been revisiting it. Jeremy Renner plays a punk rock musician. Yeah.
Oh, really?
In an episode.
Well, we know what his true passion is now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm already lost. Bob knows the answer. I knew he was gonna fucking win this episode.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'll just say Luda. Chris.
Luda.
I mean, the only actor I know, musician in that is that your answer?
Yeah, that's his answer.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Okay, I thought
Lenny Kravitz is in it, right?
Yep.
Is it Lenny Kravitz?
He? Yep.
See, that's hard because I don't know of him acting in anything else.
I don't really know. I just remember he's in it. He like dresses her up. I think.
Maybe.
Or like he's like the rep.
Is he in the first one? Because I saw the first one.
He's like the agent rep
remember.
type of person.
You know, it's like those movies come out. I'll just say like kind of a statement about that kind of thing. And I remember seeing it, and it's like this movie is because I guess it's like really a good idea for the studios to make these like trilogies or serial movies. And it's like you watch that movie and it's like, what the fuck is the point of this movie? This obviously is like half of the things in here are unresolved, and you're just depending on that there's going to be another however many installments of this movie. So, it's like, you want me to just watch this half movie? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like, come on,
episodes,
bro.
Man.
Yeah, like, I guess.
It's more, it's more episodic, man. A lot of, like, they used to publish novels, like, chapter at a time, I kind of think of it that way.
I guess, but those are published, like, once a month or something? It would take you about that long?
Well, kind of like a TV show where you publish an episode of...
Yeah, but the rate is, like, more understandable. I can watch an episode of a TV show once a week, but you want me to watch a 2-hour movie once a year?
Well, you don't have
like,
to,
for a story. I don't know. I just remember seeing that movie and being like, okay, I don't, this movie's not done, obviously. But it ended anyway.
Yeah. But, dude, it was a book too, right? Or there are multiple books?
Yeah. Dude, it's definitely...
if that changes it.
Those young adult dystopian world series books that are just like that. It's going to be... I guess sci-fi does that a lot. Like sci-fi books will have like a series. They'll establish a world and stuff. I think maybe that's why a little bit more. Like they're always establishing a world.
Yeah, but so you might as well just have many stories or like a very long story.
But definitely... People have complained about that, like, I don't know why split up The Hobbit into 3 movies, or like, why,
It's probably because stuff like Harry Potter was so successful, right?
So, or the idea is like studios don't even want to make movies anymore if they don't think they're gonna have like 5 of them in a row that are gonna be successful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They always try to make a movie thinking about a series, and then especially if that movie kind of fails, that specific movie by itself where there are no sequels is like pretty crappy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
It's very unresolved.
I think the reason they probably do it is like people see movies based on like what they're familiar with already. That's why there's like so many remakes and adaptations or whatever, Like I don't have to market to tell you what, like, I don't know, E.T. is, which I'm, when they were making movies back then, it was like, hey, here's a new story about an extraterrestrial. But now it's like, fuck it, nobody knows what E.T. is. Let's make another, like, Avenger movie or, like,
Right, a big part of that, too, is seeing that it was successful before, and, like, it's kind of how they stupidly, like, short-sightedly run a lot of those businesses. Like, oh, people wanted to see this specific thing, so we'll just give them 20 of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sequels have always kind of been a part of Hollywood for the past our lives, at least.
Well, that type of series, I
though.
think, probably started with like Star Wars, like how big that was.
Yeah, Star Wars definitely.
And how much people wanted more, huh?
Rocky, I don't know if that's a good example. But that's like a pretty long series of sequels early on.
It is, but I just
there's a new Rambo coming out. Again.
Yeah, but dude, the first Rocky by itself, it was like
a legitimately good movie.
Right, it won the Academy Award and people were like pretty impressed, but it stands as a movie by itself,
Let's keep doing that.
But dude, I don't know, like Star Wars, apparently they didn't make it expecting a series.
Oh, really? Even the first one?
Yeah, but like they were happy to make it a series,
keep making them, yeah.
But anyway, So, good game, man. Handshake.
Yeah, GG.
Sorry if that was too much of my category.
No, that was fun. Learned a lot. Good hosting, Naj.
Yes, that was great. Thanks for finding those, Naj. Also, just one thing that reminded me of, apparently Zemeckis, who made the Back to the Future movies, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Robert. That was also.
Huh?
Oh yeah, but that was. I mean, Star Wars was way before that.
No, it was, but I didn't finish my thought.
Oh, yeah.
He hated that there were movies that kind of.
Who's he?
Zemeckis.
I don't know who that is.
The director.
The director, the guy who made the Back to the Future movies.
Okay.
Kind of hated movies would leave people on like a cliffhanger and like pretend like, oh, are we gonna have a sequel? So on purpose, he at the end of those movies he wrote "to be continued," To be continued.
So he did what he hated.
No, like he made people
He
know
made it
that
explicit, but he didn't know that the studio was going to fund another movie.
Well, he knew going into it that like they wanted to make it, and that's why at the end of the first two it says to be. At the end of the second one it says to be concluded. You know, he like apparently thought it was like lame and unfair where they to like the audiences to just like pretend like So he's like I know I want to tell the story in like this many movies and it's done. You know,
right. I mean, yeah, a lot of movies will add that at the end of the movie, right? Where they'll the story will resolve, but then there's like one last shot of something that's like, maybe is there something still gonna continue here? Or?
Right, but like he specifically said,
it's
going to, and it's gonna end.
You know, I like that idea, and I think I'm gonna adapt it into my own artistic endeavors,
like this podcast.
Yeah, and I will tell this audience that this podcast will be continued. There is no ambiguity about whether there will be another episode or not.
The end? Well, we'll see.
No, not the end. To be continued! Exclamation point.
We'll see if
or ... ellipses. That might work better.
Hey, if the UK monarchy's stormtroopers don't bust in here and break it up,
yeah, we'll continue.
We
still have our freedom by next week.
Anyway, thanks for listening, guys.
All right, goodbye.
Peace.